What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 152, and we're recording on August 16th, 2021. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Boom. All right, we are back in big ways. You know, Warren is back home, right? Like, we got technology. We figured out Anita's situation behind the scenes, so that's good too. And we have an announcement today. So Warren, hit us with it.
Right. 2 weeks ago, I talked about doing Twitch. A couple of you asked me, where do I find this Twitch? Well, now is the time I tell you, because now that I'm back in New York, we'll be doing this a couple more times. Maybe once a week or so. I don't know. But we'll start this Thursday. I'll keep you guys updated. You can find our channel on twitch.tv / SojuTalk Podcast. Again, that's twitch.tv SojuTalk Podcast. This week, we're going to do a quick World Cup with some Red Velvet title tracks.
Ooh.
And maybe we'll play something trolly. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I heard there might be a dating sim or something.
What?
All of you who need dating help. I'll help you out, man. I got you.
All right, but we are now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 152. We're going to talk about some big new releases, choose a spicy song king, and hit you with the music show winners. Boom, let's get it. All right, the word big new releases this week. One of them big, right?
What? They're both big. What are you talking about?
The other, all right,
gigantic.
So the first song we're going to be talking about, it came out on Wednesday, April 11th. It is MakaMaka's Hey You. So they are from Blue Moon Entertainment, debuted last year in 2020. Their only other title track is Burning Power. All right. There were a decent amount of songs that came out this week, but none of them really were that massive, I would say. Like, there was like a weekly B-side. Park Jun had a song that might have been kind of big. Hyorin and Dasum from Sistar released one, NCT's 10 released something, but we put it all up to a vote, right? Other than the Red Velvet song, because we were gonna 100% cover that, right? That was the locked in song.
Yep.
Put it up to a vote with our Harold homies, which means that they are our patrons. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk. That was a plug if you didn't realize it, but we put it up to a vote for them. They picked this MakaMaka joint, right? How do we feel about this?
Who wants to go first?
Not talking about the song, about us covering MakaMaka, because admittedly, a bit nugu, right? Some people are probably like, what's a MakaMaka?
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, their other song is Burning Power. They got 5 members, Hisu, Daya, Chaewon, Dasil, and Eunbi, so now you know who MakaMaka are.
Wow.
I came into this with, like, basement level expectations, right?
Okay.
Honestly, MakaMaka's kind of a meme in the SojuTalk Nation Discord. People just yell out MakaMaka sometime just for the fun of it. I think we currently make up 20% of the MakaMaka Discord is SojuTalk people. Like, I think some of us might be admins or mods on their server. So it's a thing. I think we've grown to like them. And honestly, I had not listened to MakaMaka before this week. This Hey You song, not that bad. It was kind of pleasant. I had fun listening to it.
Okay.
You didn't dislike it. Look at that.
No,
Wow.
I thought it was all right. For a rookie girl group, I don't think Blue Moon Entertainment is like busting at the seams with their wallet or anything. It was pretty good. I was fine with it.
How do you feel about this, Anita? I'll let you go first.
How should I say? I feel like the main emotion I felt throughout the music video of the song was a little bit of confusion. And I say that because there were a lot of things going on visually, I should say, where there was some sort of storyline that made me really distracted.
Okay,
you tried to follow that.
One girl got sucked into a locker, right? And then,
but she ate something. Remember, she
ate something to get sucked into the locker. And then there's like different eras of clothing going on, right?
There's like a vintage retro thing going on, but I also thought like in the beginning when she gets transported in the locker, I thought like, oh, is this like an Alice in Wonderland type of thing? Because it seemed like a tea party type of set with one of the members. And it's like, oh, maybe this is like a Alice in Wonderland thing. But then they didn't continue with that storyline later on. I don't know. A lot of it was very confusing. The outfits kind of confused me. The sets were a little confusing.
Anita, I think you're making a very crucial mistake. You're trying to understand. That's a problem. I think you need to feel it. You know, don't get rid of your intelligence, right? Like,
Okay.
here's what I think, right? No, Doug here earlier he said this song is a bit of a meme on the server. I think that's kind of disrespectful.
No, I'm not saying the song, the group.
The group, I think that's even worse. You're disrespectful towards people. You know what? Here's
I
the
like
thing.
them though.
It's been only a week since I've seen Doug and Anita on last week's episode, but I've changed. I've changed as a human being.
Oh, really?
It's a widely accepted scientific fact that people only use about 15% of their brains, right?
That is not true.
That is completely true. And the fact that you're arguing with me proves that your brain usage is only capped at 5%. You know, you gotta up that, Anita. Here's the thing. After spending hours upon hours of listening to this track, because this is the only thing that we have this week besides Red Velvet, I've evolved. I no longer am limited by 15% brain usage. I use 45% of my brain.
Oh, it's
Wow.
only 45.
Yeah, I know. I gotta keep listening to it. And what I've come to learn is that this is not just a song. Saying this is song of the year, a bit of an understatement. This is a satirical art piece. This is a satirical art piece towards K-pop.
Okay.
This is a
Okay.
hyper-pop-esque approach to talking about what K-pop is. This takes down this. There's so many things going on here. It's a remake.
Too many things, I think.
It's a remake of a K-pop track from literally year 2000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a song by Chakra called "Hey You," which wasn't particularly popular or anything or good or anything, and they decided to remake it. You know, like this is a piece of satire on K-pop groups doing random remakes for no reason. You know, the rap verses. I think it's cleverly pointing out the rap abilities of certain K-pop artists. It's creating beef. This is like Control. This is what Kendrick Lamar did on the Big Sean joint back in 2013. Guys,
These comparisons.
here's the song, right? This is I think what you guys are saying about the song is incredibly understating this track. I think this is easily song of the decade. And I think it's a bit of an understatement to say it's a song. This is more of an art format.
Art format. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think you guys are completely out of your mind if you think I'm being serious right now. Just in case people didn't pick up on this, I don't like the song. Song's bad. But
There it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
it is.
yeah. I don't know. It kind of
at
sounds
least-
like a Girls' Day song, don't you guys think?
Oh, Girls' Day.
Like an early Girls' Day song from like
I could see that,
2011 or
Like,
something like that.
okay, so like this would be the song after Twinkle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
even like before, this Twinkle like their first song?
I think it was.
Was it? Okay, the one where they did the whole thing where like na 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 na.
That's the one.
No,
That's the
that's
one.
Okay,
Twinkle
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Twinkle.
This sounds like right above that era, right? Like I don't, you know, like this is like so catchy for like the horrible reasons.
Okay,
you know?
I will give it. This is an extremely catchy song. Like,
It is.
if I have to be honest, this has more catchability. If that's a new term, right?
Yeah.
This has more
Okay.
catchability than the Red Velvet track.
Oh, 100%, 100%, 100%.
Yeah,
But in a good way or a bad way?
in a way.
In a wonderful way, Anita. I'm telling you, this is art format of the millennia right here. This is
Okay. I do like the chorus. I think the chorus was the strongest part of the song.
You like the chorus.
I like the "Hey You" part. Hey,
You like
hey,
parts
you.
of the song. What is wrong with you? Oh my goodness.
Dude, don't be hating on MakaMaka.
I mean, choreo. I'll say this: choreo was actually not bad. I thought there were good points here and there, like simple enough.
it
could
does
be catchy.
feel like a early Girls' Day choreo too. If we think about
All
it.
Exactly.
of it. Even the
Yeah.
sets, you know, like the you know the Victorian set and the costuming they were in, where they were like doing the chorus in. I was
Yeah.
like just straight up, just like that era.
Interesting that they did this concept.
Here's the thing:
Nowadays.
satires and jokes aside, I don't know why this exists. I just don't understand. I just don't. Like, what is the point of remaking a song like this? What are they adding to the narrative? What are they bringing to the market? Because I'm getting none of it.
You mentioned that they didn't actually change much of the song, right? From the original?
There's a couple riffs that they took out and replaced with a more like modern sounding riff. But like, here's the thing. If I was gonna remake the song, I would keep maybe the chorus and then swap out everything. The moment I heard like the that part, the moment I heard it, I was like, I don't know why this is still here. That should have been kept in year 2000. It was late in year 2000, and they're doing it in 2021. We're like 3 decades behind the trend. Like, what is going on here? Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, if you think about Chakra, those of you guys don't know who it is, that's a group from Bros Entertainment, which used to be run by Sangmin Lee, who now you see on Knowing Bros. That company was like one of the top 3. They're basically Hybe right now, if anything, without BTS, I guess. I don't know. They used to be one of the biggest companies, and for that time, they were making good songs. And in Chakra's discography, Hey You was like the worst title track, active track that they've been on. Like, there's been good songs like Han, for example, is incredibly popular even to this date. And my question are left unanswered at the end of the music video.
Why? Why this?
Like, why did you make this? Like, I understand you don't have enough money. Why did you waste it on this? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, that being said, the budget here is higher than Burning Power, which is their other song. I do prefer Burning Power better.
Their budget wasn't high enough to catch the last sequence in the music video when one of the girls, she's shaking in the music video while the camera's panning out. Like, they couldn't reshoot that. I was like, man, this is they're on a really low budget. Do you know what I'm talking about? Go look at the music video.
I don't think I do.
The last shot, the camera's panning out, and one of the girls in the background, she's like shaking a bit. And I'm like, bro, like, you couldn't reshoot that?
In the bus?
In the bus. Watch it right now. I'm telling you. Everybody, stop the podcast. Go watch it. You see the girl shaking.
No cap though. It is interesting because I would say this is probably the smallest group we've reviewed on the show. That being said, I kind of there's positive vibes. They got good energy. I think they need to give them a better song, right? I can't
really
gauge
the songs, yeah.
I can't really gauge where they are at the moment. I think it's kind of a struggle city for them considering they debuted in 2020. Like
2020,
because a lot of these smaller groups, they need to make money off of doing appearances at places typically, right? Because you do festivals like B-level festivals, things like that when you're on the come up. They don't have access to any of that right now, right? I think it's it's kind of a miracle in itself that they could even do a second song. So they need some help, right? Because they can't be doing physical appearances at the moment, which is how a lot of these rookie groups survive for a while, right? To make cash at least. At the end of the day, I'm happy we're giving them exposure because I don't think anyone else has probably talked about them at length on a show before.
Probably not. But I'm happy to give them exposure as well. But I'm also hoping that the company does a better job of like spending money next time. I understand they're on a limited budget. But buying type beats off of YouTube is probably going to be a better like use of money than doing this. That's all I have to say. It's kind of sad.
Okay. Anita, you got anything else to say?
No. This was an interesting review. I did not expect this song to get as many votes as it did from the Patreons, but interesting.
Anita, that's because you're only using about 7% of your brain.
Again, that is not true.
For
people.
myself,
that is
I am using
fallacy.
51% of my brain. I'm able to move the conversation forward into discussing Red Velvet and their
Red Velvet's Queendom. So Monday, today on August 16th, exactly 602 days after the release of the Psycho music video.
My God,
by the way,
it's been a while.
Wow.
We got Red Velvet's Queendom. They are from SMDB 2014. Last 3 songs as a entire unit was Psycho, Oompa Oompa, Zimzalabim, 73 music show wins so far. 602 long days did people have to wait for this track.
Man, it's been a while.
Long time coming.
It's a long time. In between, we got some solo joints. We knew Wendy dropped one. Joy got some. Yeri's been doing. She had a YouTube show for a while. We had the Sugi Irene thing, the duo that happened. In between all that, the Wendy fall happened. You know, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
The Irene thing with the stylist as well. It's been an eventful last 602 days for Red Velvet, and I think finally getting some music back. A very positive song that they released too. The
Yeah, good
messaging.
vibes.
Yeah.
Lots of smiling.
If I'm to be honest, I think that with Queendom, they played it a bit safe with what they gave us, right? I think it was a reintroduction. Even at the beginning of the song, they put the members' names on the screen. They're like, "We're back at it again," was one of the lyrics, I believe, something like that. It's very obvious that this is a reintroduction to a lot of fans because, in the last 602 days, K-pop's gained a lot of traction. A lot of people have gone into K-pop during the pandemic. I'm sure people went into a K-pop wormhole, right? New fans alike. This is an interesting introduction to them because this is their first impression of Red Velvet as a group, probably. How do we feel about how they did with this track?
I don't have like a negative view on this song, but like you said, it is quite safe, and there were certain aspects about it where like it left me wanting a little more. I don't know if it would have been concept wise, because I mean honestly the concept, the whimsical witchy concept thing they had going on, like underground layer,
Which
was kind of cool. I kind of liked it. I liked the color scheme going on, the purple bluish stuff. I thought that was nice. But there were certain aspects where I was like, I kind of wish we could have pushed this more. Like maybe it's the chorus where I don't think it's like that memorable. I don't know. Something made me feel like because this was in the middle.
I mean, I feel like I kind of agree with you. I feel like they made a lot of safe choices. And if you look on that with a positive light, we have a very nice deep house track. It flows really well. The production is very, very clean. It's well polished. There's a bit of cuteness to it too, and like I feel like it's very representative of a very non-experimental side of Red Velvet. This like
True.
This has nothing
Yeah.
to do with Zimzalabim.
No.
Right? Or
This
like,
is
nothing
a-
to do with RBB.
This is a safe Red song, right?
Right. This is a
Yeah.
modern rendition, a mature rendition of songs like Dum Dum, for example, right? Like
I can
this
see
is
that.
what I'm getting. But at the same time, I agree with you. It's a little too hard leaning into the easy listening side, Like I feel like we could have put in a bit more experimentalism into it, like the rest of the album. And you have this situation where I feel like maybe it's a little bland. Maybe we could have used a little more cayenne pepper so that it's a little more spicy. I don't know. It's like American food. It's like not properly seasoned, if you ask me. but
Which do you prefer, chorus or the verses?
I don't really have a preference. I feel like all of it was very well put together and just flowed really well.
I would say verses kind of made me like appreciate a lot of like the melodies. I thought the melodies in the verses were really nice, but then when it came to the chorus, I guess I was kind of expecting something to be a little different, like a switch or something.
I thought it was kind of rap heavy in the first verse. Half of it was essentially talk rap, right?
Pop
Yes.
rap.
Yeah.
I think the chorus is good. I think it builds pretty well. We got some Wendy belting, which is always nice. I think the way the chorus picks up in energy, especially during the later choruses that are going on, I liked a lot of the things they were doing there. I really enjoy the messaging of this song. Like, it's a very inclusive song. I like what they were doing there. That being said, I agree with you. It's not like we're pushing the bar with this one, right? I kind of wish that maybe we had done a double release, right?
Ooh.
Whoa.
I don't know which the second song, or if any of the songs on the mini album is the correct second song, right? But if
Okay.
we were going to do an introductory fun song with this one, right, kind of easy listening, I wanted something crazy with the second one,
I mean, it could happen. Let's do a second release. I hope they
A
do.
second music video for a
Yeah.
B-side, and then have that be on a music show.
Yeah, as I said, I was talking to you guys before the show started. This felt like the last song on an album to me. The celebration song.
Ooh, that
That
I
kind of-
agree
that
with
kind of
that. I agree with that, but that's a little sad to say because I feel like they this is their seventh year.
Oh,
Gotta watch out when you can say stuff like that. Like, do you want it to sound like the last song of
I mean, I'm not
album
saying
or-
I wanted to. I'm just saying it does.
Right. No, I know what you mean. I'm talking to the producers of or SM in general, right? Like,
It's interesting for such a reintroduction. You would think like, oh, I'm gonna reintroduce myself. Bam, you know, like that's how I would think so. Like
I
smack
guess-
people, smack some faces, you know.
Yeah, I guess the way that they approached this reintroduction, right, of Red Velvet was very much like positive vibes, yes, but not in a very like super energetic way. I feel like a very much calm, smooth type of sound, which is interesting because I thought maybe they would go with something either really experimental or something more along the lines of like the Red stuff that they released before.
Oh.
And this felt like somewhere in neither, like kind of just it's good, but it's not like amazing, like super memorable.
here's the thing. I feel like they've come too far in their career and their discography to do something that's reminiscent of earlier in their careers, like Ice Cream Cake or Dum Dum or Happiness or stuff like that, or Russian Roulette. They've had songs where, and they've definitely progressed. And even, they did have a scandal. One of the members did have a scandal in terms of like, personality and stuff like that. And if Red Velvet were to go back to doing stuff like Dum Dum, I don't know if that would really fit. I feel like this was very appropriate given their current situation. Given their current situation after a long hiatus and like having to make themselves friendly again with the general public, I feel like having a very safe track like this makes sense.
So you
It
think
does.
it's reflective of like the group attitude, or I guess the way they want to be presented as a group?
Right. They don't. Right. Like it's actively playing against the current public image they have. This is like, we like to have fun. We're not only that is just one side of us. Here's another side of us that you will enjoy. And that's the marketing aspect of this. Of the song that I'm getting, right? And
It's just let's just ease back into it, right?
Right.
Essentially.
Slide back into it. And I like that. This is probably the best decision they could have made in that aspect, both in terms of artistic and in terms of business. So
Yeah,
Just-
it's
yeah.
an interesting place because it's even weird to classify it. It's not super red. It has velvet notes too, in my opinion. Right?
Right.
It's sort of like awkwardly in the middle of the two. No,
I feel like they've like started combining the red and the velvet ever since like 3 or so years ago. This is a result of that, and like they're just being a little happy about it.
Yeah, I think what we really need to hope for is by the end of the year we get a second song.
Please,
and see what happens
yes.
there.
Same.
That being said, I do prefer track 2, Pose. I haven't listened through the entire mini album many times, but I prefer the track 2, Pose, more than this one. Just saying. All right. As I mentioned earlier, the other big releases were NCT's 10's Paint Me Naked, Hyorin and Dasum of Sistar released Summer or Summer. Weekly had a B-side called Check It Out. That SM Classics orchestra thing, right? You know how they've been doing these orchestral songs? They did Make-A-Wish birthday song from NCT.
How did they do that?
Wow.
It's actually kind of fire, though.
Oh,
Park Ji-hoon released a song called Gallery. This one, the last one's a funny one, right? It's Kim Jong-kook, right? From Running Man. And ATEEZ released the song called Be My Lover. It gives off the vibes of cool uncle picking up nephew and his friends at a soccer game. There's Kim Jong-kook does choreography for a good portion of the song.
No.
And he's in the center and they make a V around him.
Oh my.
And like
Great.
you could tell they iced his knees for like 3 days after the song. Like
man.
it's kind of funny. Like at the same time, it's a pretty good song. So I would highly suggest you go check out that one just for the memes alone.
I feel like people don't know this because like he's a fit guy in Running Man, but like
Yeah.
Kim Jong-kook probably debuted before most of the members in ATEEZ.
Oh yeah, he's like a Gen 1 idol,
Yeah,
right?
before they were
Essentially.
born.
Yeah, he's like Gen Zero, like straight up,
Yeah.
like representative of early '90s K-pop.
Hey, like he debuted 1995. So yeah, some of these kids probably aren't born yet. Mans is 45 years old, so shout out to him.
Wait,
good for him. Yes.
I think all the members are born in 1998 or after. So
Wow.
All right,
There you go.
So they
go.
could be his children essentially. But so those are the other releases this week. That being said, if you want to influence what songs we do check out, consider becoming a Harold homie. It is what it is.
please stop these mad people from choosing MakaMaka again.
They collude behind the scenes too, I believe, to some extent.
Collude.
It is a
Y'all
thing.
mad.
You guys call me crazy.
But Anita with some spice. But we're now at Spice King, right? This week is kind of an interesting week. So normal Spice King. We're gonna evaluate the Soju chart. We're gonna pick a winner. If you get 3 crowns, you are entering the Hall of Spice, right? Sunmi has 2 crowns because last week on episode 151, Sunmi's You Can't Sit With Us activated that new rule where if all 3 of us and the Harold Homie patrons give it first place, you get 2 crowns. Sunmi picked up 2 crowns last week, so she is now eligible to be put into the Hall of Spice. Wow. Second place, we have Dreamcatcher's Because, and then third place, we have Weekly's Holiday. So that was the chart from last week. New candidates are the 2 songs we talked about this week. MakaMaka's Hey You, Red Velvet's Queendom. Okay. I got a chart, right?
You got a chart.
I have a chart, but I don't know if I am okay with the results of my chart.
I like my chart. I'm very confident
with my
about
chart.
my chart.
I want to put Sunmi's You Can't Sit With Us in the Hall of Spice. I'm giving it first place this week.
Okay.
Second place, I have Red Velvet's Queendom. Good feels, good vibes, easy listening. I'm down for it, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Third place, a song that has grown on me. That Weekly Holiday Party joint.
Whoa.
I think it's my most listened to song this week.
Wow.
Really?
I don't think it's like the best song ever, but like I listen to it all the time for some reason. I just find myself coming back and listening to it.
What a
it
twist.
is getting third place for me. All right, Anita. What is this non-confident chart you got?
Well, actually, now I feel bad because you were very confident about yours, and I have the exact same thing as you.
Oh my god!
What?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I wasn't super confident because, I mean, I like Sunmi, like Red Velvet, like Weekly, but I wasn't feeling super strong about all 3. But that would be the correct order, if I'm being honest. That would be the correct order for these songs. And as I mentioned, Red Velvet, putting it in second. Kind of looking to see if I grow to like the song more with the live stages, more performances. I really like the styling for it, so I'm looking forward to the outfits, the stages. So yeah, that's the new edition.
They did like a whole concert thing today. Like they did a
lot
of the old songs too. So you should go check out some clips. Illegally, of course, not legally. Yes. What does your chart look like?
Well, when you guys said Weekly's holiday party grew on you guys over the week, I totally understand. I actually do. Because a different song grew on me this week. That and Weekly's holiday chart is not on my chart.
Is it Dum Dum by Somi?
How did you know?
Is it Enik Daruma's track? Dum Dum?
It is. Oh my goodness! How did you know? Third. That is in third.
That is a catchy one too.
You know what? I don't know why, but I feel like it's grown on me the last couple weeks. I think it's a banger now. Kind of. I mean, not the greatest song in the world, but I dig it. I kind of dig it. Kind of like it.
She's done so many. I think I'm subscribed to like the Black Label on YouTube. She's done so many of those like TikTok things with so many different famous people.
Oh yeah.
It just this song just keeps like I see it all the time. The chorus. She's done it with everyone. She did it with like all the IOI people. She did it with comedians, with like other famous celebrities. It's all over the place, that song.
Okay.
What do you got in second?
As for the rest of my chart, I have Red Velvet in second, and I have Sunmi on first. Thank you for coming to the second.
This is
or how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th inaugural Spice King of the year ever, forever. Spice King forever.
What are you talking about? Hall of Spice? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to do the Harold Homies votes, dude.
Yes,
all right.
What did they say?
I mean, mathematically, probably somebody already won, but people who are intelligent, like myself, Anita, and the Harold Homies, all have the same chart this week.
What?
Wow.
They have Sunmi's You Can't Sit With Us in first place. It picked up on their voting.
Nice.
37 points, which is the same amount from last week. Second place, they have Red Velvet's Queendom with 30 points. And in third place, they have... Oh, wait, did I calculate them correctly? No, they have Dreamcatcher in third place. So they are not as intelligent as Anita and us. Anita and I. So they have Dreamcatcher in third place this week. So that is their chart. Sunmi has 4 crowns somehow, right? She all killed 2 weeks in a row. I don't think is that based on strength of song or weak competition? That's an argument.
Yeah.
I think it's a good combination of both. I feel like it's a good song. I like the song definitely a lot more than a couple songs on the Hall of Spice. Will not mention what it is.
Really?
Yes. Anita,
Alright,
you know that I don't like a certain song on the Hall of Spice.
You know what's the craziest thing? Red Velvet's Queendom, obviously second place, 12 points. Everyone gave it second place, right? Weekly's Holiday Party with 2 points is in third place.
Oh boy.
It picked up third place votes for me and Anita. So officially, Sunmi's You Can't Sit With Us is entering the Hall of Spice, right?
Woo.
It is joining the following tracks: BTS's Dynamite, Twice's I Can't Stop Me, Dreamcatcher's Arai, IU's Lilac, Stacy's ASAP, BTS's Butter, Taeyeon's Weekend, and now officially Sunmi's You Can't Sit With Us. Second place, Red Velvet's Queendom. Third place, Weekly's Holiday Party. Boom.
Ooh.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of Hall of Spice entries recently, you know?
All right, so we were talking about maybe, Sunmi's out of the way, right? Red Velvet has a decent shot. You want to hear the lineup for next week, potentially?
Let's get it. What's up?
The people coming back between Tuesday and Monday are TXT, CIX, Gravity, Stray Kids, Brave Girls, Very Very, T1419. That's a lot of stiff competition in there, right?
Those
pretty
some names. Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think it's impossible though.
I don't think it is either. They could all poo the bed. But TXT has a great track record. The crew likes CIX more than the public does, I believe.
Yeah, I think we are.
Everyone likes Stray Kids, and Anita loves Brave Girls. I was afraid she was gonna put Chima Bottom in first place this week.
Come
somehow.
on, I wouldn't do that.
but finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yeah, we have 3 big winners. We have Astro with After Midnight. They picked up some wins on the Show Champion, Music Bank, and Show Music Core. So they are at a total of 4 music show wins with this promotion. Congrats to them. And then we have BTS, Permission to Dance. 1 more win on Inkigayo, so they're up to 8 total wins. And then we also have Somi with Dum Dum. They had her first win on M Countdown for this promotion.
That Astro song did some work this week.
They did. I'm surprised.
I haven't seen it all over the place, but it's doing really well, right? So
Yeah,
shout out to Astro.
song.
That's a lot of wins for them. I think that brings their total from 2 or 3 to 6 or 7. Wow. It's a big win for them. All right,
Yes.
but we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 152. We'll be back after a short break. 3, a 2, a 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
We are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 152, where we discuss recent K-pop news and events and give you the state of the nation. State of the girls' planet, actually. But,
Oh boy.
news and events from last week. So this one happened 2 days ago on August 14th. Cube Entertainment announced that Soojin will be leaving G-Idol. Cube has stated that G-Idol will continue to promote as 5 members going forward. Soojin had been on hiatus since March after people shared posts online alleging that Soojin had bullied them and other students in high school. Although Soojin and Cube Entertainment denied the rumors, actress So Shin-ae eventually came forward and said that Soojin had bullied her when they were classmates together. So there was there was some denials, there was some further evidence, there was a lot of stuff that we didn't know, but the end result is Soojin is leaving G-Idol. Kind of sad.
Wow.
Oh boy. Oh no. I'm assuming the fans are very unhappy with the situation.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's not too much to say here, right? We're at the end of the day, what I will say is what I'm hoping is if there was zero bullying and stuff like that, she probably wouldn't be leaving the group, right? Let's just be honest here. I think it's unfortunate. I think people can learn from their mistakes. But public pressure, that's how this industry works.
Yeah.
at a certain point, it is detrimental to the group, regardless of what actually happened, right?
Right.
Public perception is a lot of the game in itself. I think it's sad. Hopefully, she could do something in the future, but who knows?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but given the current state of Korean society, it's I do feel like this is inevitable if given the current context of the situation. It's sad. It's sad. But best of luck to Sujin going forward. Obviously,
I also think this is more like a life lesson situation here.
Okay.
So Sujin had came out. She said like, I didn't bully these kids. If I did, I'll leave the group. Right. I think a lot of the times, sometimes what the actions we take, how we perceive what how we perceive what we're doing, versus how other people perceive it are two different things. Right. And I think that's probably the case in this situation. Where, Sujin might be like, it's like I teased them a little, right? Or like, might not have been the most friendly to this person ever, but to that person it might mean something else, right?
Right.
That's what some people are thinking is going on in this scenario. I could see that, right? What about you, Anita? You got anything to say?
I mean, honestly, when I heard about the news, I was a little surprised because I remember hearing about the allegations and kind of the denying of things actually happening like that with her, and then kind of going quiet for a while. So I kind of forgot about it, honestly. And now
same.
Coming back to this, and she decides to leave, or somehow she came to the conclusion along with the company to leave the group. I don't know. It's kind of sad. But yeah, I feel like there's multiple people. I don't think there's only one person that kind of has a story that is in line with bullying, whether it was or wasn't, like we can't really tell. So if there's any doubt, you kind of have to side with a lot of the victims because you don't know exactly what happened. And I don't know.
I also think we are just third-party fans, third-party
Exactly.
people in this. We have no clue what's going on. All we get is what is fed through the news. And I ain't really going to cast judgment. I will say, though, people who are like witch hunting some of the victims and their family,
Don't do that.
That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't do that.
Just don't do that.
That's just stupid.
To either party, honestly, like I feel like
Either side of it. For sure.
Yeah.
it's just
It
it's
doesn't
not
help.
worth it.
It's not worth it.
Look, the situation is over. Ripping people off, on Instagram or wherever in the comments section is not gonna do anything better. It's just gonna make you more angry. Like, why would you do that? You want to be more angry with something? Like, why would you do that? I don't want to do that. Who wants to do that? Doug, do you want to do that? Probably not.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Anita, what do you want to talk
do.
about?
A little bit of a switch up. I want to talk about CJ They have announced K-Contact High Five for September 18th through the 26th.
High five.
Yeah, really
five.
interesting. So the company has stated that they will enhance their AR technology and have their high five sessions be as real as possible through maximizing real-time talk and communication. So I was doing a little bit of reading, and it seems that a feature that will also be implemented is personal chat and live chat. So fans can have that interaction with their artists when they're performing or where they're doing like talks in between performances. So it's really interesting. I also, the AR component that I read about is to have some sort of intro to the performances or to the con as a whole in an AR thing, an AR way. Very interesting how we're adding this technology now. Definitely, I feel like it's taking some notes from the online concerts that have been going on through individual artists and groups. So yeah, look forward to that.
They're really pushing this high five session things. From what I've seen, the first way they were doing it was like you would like, okay, so what would happen is some of the staff member would call you on a cell phone and they'd FaceTime you, right? This is like the first level. They would FaceTime you on the cell phone and then they would just pass you to the different members. That's how they were doing it initially. Like, and then some people got smarter. They're like, let's set up tablets, make it better, stable, that kind of thing. It seems like they're gonna improve that even further. I don't know exactly how, but they're gonna do these. You could talk to the idols real quick deals.
Here's the thing. Here's why I'm confused. They're using AR technology. That's short for augmented reality.
Augmented reality.
Right. I'm not sure how they're gonna use AR for any of this. Right. Like, here's the thing. If you don't really exactly know what AR technology is, think Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Think about those situations where you have a cell phone, you're waving the camera around, and you're looking at the camera, but there's something that is not a part of reality on the screen. Right. It's adding on top of reality. That's basically what augmented reality is. Virtual reality is like you have a goggle on and you're like looking through like
VR, yeah.
Well, okay.
Right.
From what I wrote here, maybe the AR stuff is for the concerts. I could see that because a lot of concerts have been doing it.
Yeah, that's what I understood.
I think what I'm getting is AR for technologies. High five sessions somehow improving. I don't think it's both.
Oh, they're not gonna use AR for high five.
No, I don't think that's
No.
what they meant. I don't think that's what they meant.
Okay, well,
That makes more sense, right?
that makes a lot more sense. If anyone's confused like me, now you know.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they'll have like, oh, I'm putting on my Oculus Rift. I'll get haptic feedback, shaking hands or something. Who knows? That might happen in the future, right?
We're gonna
The way
do a
it's going.
full dive. We're gonna lie down in our beds. We're gonna do
Full
a full dive gear.
Hey,
We're gonna
go
go
with
into
virtual avatars.
K-pop art online, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "You can't log out."
Hey, it might happen eventually. Like
We're getting there. We're not too
getting
far
there.
off.
Be there soon.
Hey, if this COVID thing goes longer, they might eventually do it.
K-pop
Yeah.
art online.
Warren, what do you want to talk about?
All right, I got some news that's I think is kind of small, but actually very big. Right. On August 16th, it was announced that Fromis 9 will be managed under Pledis Entertainment going forward. Now, Pledis stated that the move was a part of a label reorganization of CJENM and their off-the-record entertainment. Through their press release, Pledis announced that the contact transfer was a part. I read that part already. Sorry, I was skipping the bullets around. Now, here's where I think this is really interesting, right? I think Fromis moving to Fromis 9 moving to Pledis, I think that part actually makes a little bit of sense, right? Because Mnet and CJENM have been buddies with Pledis for a while.
Yeah.
They were the ones trying to purchase Pledis for a long time. In 2018, that came out. If you think about B-Lift and Island, that happened because Pledis and CJENM were working together. That's where that started, not Hype.
Also,
Right.
on a functional level, IZ*ONE, like Pledis had a lot to do with IZ*ONE as well.
The head producer of Pledis, named Han Song-soo, has been also the lead producer of IZ*ONE as well as Fromis 9.
Yeah,
right?
and like IZ*ONE, whenever you saw their practice rooms, it was Pledis rooms. And like they were functionally being managed by Pledis, I heard.
Right. It felt like the management side, the logistics side of everything was handled by CJENM off the record. But the creative direction, everything else was handled by Pledis Entertainment. So that I feel like that kind of makes sense. Now we got to think about off the record entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Because now off the record has no assets. They got IZ*ONE is, sadly not a part of off the record anymore. Fromis 9 has been announced as moving. So that basically means OTR is not doing anything, and I think it's safe to assume. That they're gone.
Yep.
And whatever group we get out of GP999, Girls Planet 999. It'll probably be under Wake One Entertainment, which I briefly mentioned last week. Because that seems to be the company that's taking all the remaining assets from Off the Record, Stone Entertainment, Swing Entertainment, and all those like random music labels under CJENM. So I feel like CJ is kind of reorganizing into a simplified state. That's kind of pretty cool,
Yeah, it was kind of messy before. You were like, no clue, Off the Record, Stone, all those weird things. I think they're just like, all right, it's like from this, connection with Pledis, let's make a deal here, share the money, whatever. That's what I think is going on. And then everyone else, you're in this Wake One thing. It's one thing, simple, do it. Girls Planet 999, probably Wake One. Who knows? The guy from Pledis might have some hand in their music as well, eventually, if it happens.
Who knows? Yeah.
Probably, because it seems like that's their best producer that they got on staff with the CJENM collabs. That being said, a little apprehension here. Pledis, right?
Not a good feeling, or not a good reputation, as you say.
They're good for boy groups, though. Good for
Yeah.
for one boy group, they're really good for. The other one, it was bad until they started making money. Then they were good with them, right? So, Pledis, New West, bad at the beginning, kind of okay now. 17, they've been good for them for sure. After School honestly had a pretty good run for a while. Priston though, we woo, we effing woo, all the memes. They shit the bed with Pledis, if we're being honest here.
That's where I feel kind of apprehensive too, because I feel like Pledis in terms of creative direction are great.
Yeah.
They're great. I feel like they had Brave Brothers early on, right after he left YG, and they had a lot of great songs with them. And creatively speaking, they were very on point. Newest has had good songs. 17 has had good songs. Sure, I've pooped on them a couple times on the show, but generally speaking, they've had a very solid discography.
Above average, pretty much everything. Yeah.
Right. Their management is butt though.
Yeah.
And now we handed off the management part of their career to Pledis. As someone who has been very, in terms of Fromis9, I'm a fan of their music. I just wish we get a little bit more of their music. It doesn't happen often. No.
Nope.
No, we had like one comeback in 2019, one in 2020, and one in 2021. And I understand we had a couple controversies here and there, but come on, one more, more than one a year, please. Like maybe 2 a year would be nice.
We're not at Blackpink level to be getting one song a year, right? Like we ain't even close to there.
So here's the thing: I'm pretty sure that the musical direction is not gonna change, as long as you get songs.
Yeah, the crazy thing is like, all right, Pledis is under the Hybe umbrella now. Right. Functionally speaking, Fromis9 is now under Hybe. That's nuts,
bro.
Isn't that nuts to think about?
But the thing is, like, how feasible or how tangible are the benefits of that? Is what I'm wondering now.
You know what we'll be telling? If we wait like 3.5 months, the end of the year Hybe stuff will Fromis9 be included.
That would make a difference. Telling, yeah,
because last year everyone was involved in their concerts and things like that, right?
Yeah.
If Fromis9 is in that stuff, that's a good sign. If they're not, we have a problem.
Yeah,
right. We'll find out in 3 months what this means for them, real quick.
Mr. Bang, please work your magic for the Fromis girls. They have a good discography.
Yes,
they actually have a lot of good songs. I feel like they have a good set of really good songs. One of the best in the entire industry right now. Is that a hot take?
You know what else is actually one of the best in the for a girl group that came out around when they did. It's very solid.
Think about it. DK.
Yeah,
that's a bop.
Love Bomb.
Go. What's that one in the middle though?
Good.
Okay. Fun? No, we don't talk about that one.
Fun. No, you know what? I've come around on Fun. I feel like it was way ahead of its time. Yes, I actually like the track. Go listen to it again. I like the song.
You're smoking some good stuff over there, sir.
I'm telling you, they have a very solid discography.
Yeah, so I think Toot Signs would be very good. Number 1, Fromis9 on Weverse. We need that soon. That would be the first step. Number 2 would be the end of the year stuff, because Hybe likes to do end of the year stuff. If they're not a part of either of those things by the end of 2021, we got a big problem, I think.
Got a big problem.
That means they're just going to nurse it and end it, I think. So we'll have to see what happens.
Look, they haven't debuted too long ago. Please give them one other chance, please.
I swear to God, if this ends up another... everyone, let's agree as a community, the SojuTalk Nation.
Okay.
If they pull another Priston... We send them a bunch of hate mail.
I don't know. Hate mail.
Let's not do that.
We'll have a special episode. We'll have a special episode dedicated to criticizing Pledis. Yes. Okay. We'll have Mafia on. We'll have a couple listeners on. We'll poop the bed.
Yeah, okay. And we'll make that one. We'll curse all we want on that episode.
Let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's not make it happen.
R-rated. I kind of want it to happen now. It's kind of fun to swear.
Hey, if it was gonna happen, it'd be like summer of next year, more than likely by then.
Okay,
right?
but
yeah. So we'll see. We'll give it a year.
All right, Captain Lee. I hope the best.
All right, other news. VMAs announced their nomination for the best K-pop category. I think some of these nominations are a little sus to me. We got G-Idol's Dum Dum Blackpink's Ice Cream, BTS's Butter, Monsta X's Gambler, 17's Ready to Love, Twice's Alcohol Free. I don't know. I think we just
boy.
picked the big names for some of these songs.
Wait, hasn't it been a while since we got Dumdy Dumdy?
It feels like it.
I love Dumdy Dumdy though. That song has grown for me.
Well, it's my favorite song on this list.
You know, okay, I was looking at this list. I agree with you as well. Dumdy Dumdy is the best song out of these
Yeah,
ones.
like
Wait,
Dumdy
really?
Dumdy's a summer song from 2020.
I think
Alcohol
Dumdy
Free is, like,
Dumdy
summer song
and
from
Butter
2021.
are like way better than the rest of these songs. Actually,
think-
I
yeah.
kind of like 17 Ready to Love too. I think that's all right. That's all
cool
right.
too. Yeah.
I like alcohol.
But I think those three are way better than the other three.
Anita, here's the thing. Like, if you want to win an award on an award show, like, it's got to be better than some people liking the song. You know?
True.
a lot of people like the song. What are you talking about?
A
All right, let's put it
portion
this
of
way.
the
Let's put it this
population
way.
likes the song.
Ice Cream, that's a love it or hate it song, right?
Yeah.
Right, same with Ice Cream, right.
Alcohol Free, love it or hate it song. Monsta X's Gambler, it got like very little traction on the Korean side, I would say. Even on the ice side.
Yeah, even on the ice side, even.
Ready to Love, I wouldn't say it's the best 17 track ever, right? Like it
I
didn't hit
wouldn't
that hard.
either. Yeah.
Dumdy Dumdy, it's a grower, and then BTS's Butter, you know. Actually, yeah, no, BTS Butter makes sense on this list for sure.
Right, no, BTS's Butter makes sense.
Butter will probably win this, but
Same.
I'm happy Dumdy Dumdy's on the list, and then the rest of these tracks, I feel like we just went on brand recognition a little bit.
I mean, even then, like, why did they choose Ice Cream?
That's a little.
There's so many other songs to choose from. This is actually a year where they put out more than one song.
True.
Like,
All right,
they
all
had
right.
options.
Next, in terms of a group that's selling well, TXT, they have 560,000 pre-order copies for the repackaged album, The Chaos Chapter, Fight or Escape. I like the
man.
name of that. That
What a
sounds-
name.
Ooh.
Album is set for release August 17th, so that is the day that of this episode's release, so it should have came out by then.
Hey, okay.
TXT's been doing some great stuff lately. Next,
They've had a great
G-Friends Yuju is reportedly in talks to sign with Kang Daniel's Connect Entertainment. Earlier in the month, the agency announced the signing of CL.
Whoa.
That is wild.
I mean, we thought wasn't Connect Entertainment was supposed to be a one-man agency. Apparently not.
Not
We
anymore.
bringing in big names, big free agents.
Hey, you know what? Maybe the lead guy, I think that's Kang Daniel. He's kind of ambitious. Maybe that's what it is.
You know what it also is? He'll eventually have to go to the military. It would suck if the company just closed for 18 months. You know?
True.
I'm sure they'll find an actual person to run the thing.
Yeah, but like if he's not there and it's a one-man company, there's no new content. So I think
Wait.
they're protecting themselves.
I'm reading some stuff right now.
Uh-huh.
Obviously it began as a one-person company, but
Yep.
they're using a 7 to 8 floor building by themselves.
What?
Yeah, I've seen it on a show. There's a show where his manager and him came out a couple times.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice building.
How many people work there? Huh.
It's also worth noting that when they were openly hiring people, 8,000 people applied. Well, the fans, I bet, 307 of which had higher level degrees. I'm assuming masters or above. My goodness, that's wild.
Wow.
They also have Chancellor under the company. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
Chancellor.
They also have a cafe on the first floor.
Lastly, in some justice news, Seungri of Big Bang Relations has been sentenced to 3 years after being found guilty on 9 counts, including arranging prostitution and illegal gambling overseas. On top of the jail time, Seungri has been ordered to pay 1.15 billion Korean won, which is about $1 million USD. That's an extremely high amount for Korea. Restitution in association with being charged on all 9 counts relating to prostitution and gambling overseas illegally. That's a big sentence for something like this, considering like sometimes manslaughter and stuff in Korea gets you like 5-6 years. He got 3 years for this stuff.
Wow.
He should have gotten more.
More.
I
He
think
got
there
more.
should be more.
Obviously.
You know what I saw on Twitter? Running a Twitter has opened me up to some new eyes and new things. Some people were defending this man, saying there's
What?
no
God.
proof. Bro,
No.
stay on Twitter. Hear
No,
me out.
no.
You guys are crazy. Oh my goodness.
So there was some interesting things from this where even like 3-4 months ago he was full denial mode on this.
Yeah.
How
When
can
they
you?
gave the sentence for this, the judge basically said there was 0% chance this guy knew nothing about this. That's what they said.
Of course,
They
yeah.
said the judge was like, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence. We probably didn't even charge him with everything we should have charged him with. Is basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
Big rip.
Yeah, so it is what it is. You know, I don't think enough justice was served, but at least some form of it was.
You know what though? I'm excited for the next big bang comeback as 4.
Yeah, okay. I think the people who are saying it has to be 5 are at this point it's ridiculous.
You guys are wild. I'm glad I have Big Bang left as 4 people. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, announced big comebacks. So Pentagon, there's a unit, right? I think it's the Maknae line. So Yuto,
wow.
Kino, and Usuk are releasing something on August 18th. ITZY, we getting a track. It's happening August 24th. It's called Loco.
Crazy. All right.
It's happening.
Loco.
CL August 24th, B2B August 30th, Eun-sung, formerly of X1, who's at I think he's at Brave. He's September 1st. Stacy Girls.
Stacy Girls.
It's going down on September 6th. All the time.
Yay.
Ooh.
Hyuna X Dawn. We're getting another song. September 9th. Day 6's Young K is having a solo debut in September. But he's going to the military, I think, before that drops. The other thing, interesting thing about this, his military service, he got into that program that's based in the US. That one that's hard to get into.
It's based in the U.S.?
Katusa,
Yeah.
is what it's called?
That's what it's called, where you get to do like translate work and stuff.
Wow.
He's a translator?
So there's a Gundae program that's based in the US.
Katusa?
Yeah, he got
Katusa,
into
yeah.
that.
That's based in Korea. You just work with American people.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes more sense.
yeah.
But
He's gonna be in Korea. Don't worry.
he got into that, and he said it's you got a 10% of applicants pass or something. So
Yeah.
shout
Yeah,
out
it's
to him.
quite
And
selective.
it's all based on luck too, after a certain
Yeah.
degree. So man, what a guy.
And isn't that objectively like easier Gundae service, right? Or something?
Not really, but
I don't know. That's what the narrative people are.
people
spinning
like
out.
it because you can eat hamburgers and pizza.
Okay, and then finally, Aizwon Yena solo debut sometime in 2021.
Ooh.
So Yehwa, she ain't doing the Everglow. She's just Yena. So that's pretty much a sure.
All
no,
right, all right.
Let's go.
What I'm still wondering, because we got the Eunbi news last week, what's happening to Chaewon? Who knows? Like, who knows? All right, State of the Nation. Did you write something here, Anita? Do you want to talk about something?
I don't think I wrote it, but I can start it off because I met up with Warren for the first time.
Yeah, I
in 2
wrote
years.
Anita. I wrote
Yeah.
Anita for the
Yeah,
same
Warren wrote
reason.
it down. But we saw each other.
For the first time since what, like summer 2019 after graduated college?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It was so I'm so glad to see Anita's petals are still on her face. What a big flower person.
Yeah.
You know?
Warren went to the
Exactly.
flower patch of Ann Arbor, Michigan, right?
Yeah, she was looking a little rusty, so I gave her some water, and now she's fully green again. No, we saw Anita, we saw a couple of our friends too, and that was pretty cool
Yeah.
because I haven't been to Ann Arbor in like 2 years. I don't know when's the last time you've been. Probably a lot later than I have, but I don't know. What was it like seeing me in person, Anita?
I mean,
Weird question.
What is that question?
No.
I mean, no, it was fine. The thing is, like, it's really weird because we talk every week, and like we have a chat, So it's not like we lost touch for 2 years, but it's just weird seeing people in person now. Like, just in general, because of COVID, I haven't hung out with any friends at all, really.
COVID aside, I live halfway across the country.
No,
from
I get
you
what
now.
she means though. When I first saw Warren like a month ago,
Yeah.
it was a weird experience.
It was,
Yeah, like-
that was a weird experience.
Like it was
not
it was
used
still
to
like it wasn't like awkward or bad, but it was just like,
No.
oh shoot, like we're in real
There's
life
people.
now.
Yeah, there's
I know.
people.
The- What's up?
Can you shout out the restaurant you ate at? 'Cause I like that restaurant too.
That's a
No
great
tie.
restaurant.
No
So
No
there's a
tie.
chain in Ann Arbor, No Thai. What do you get there, Warren? What is the thing you always want?
Sweet and spicy chicken on
So
Yoga
good.
Flames. Spice
Yoga
level.
Flames. You get the
You
spicy.
you don't do dinner?
Yeah. I don't get dimmak. Okay, here's the thing. If they do dimmak on a normal level, it's fine. But like, sometimes like they put in way too much of the spice. They're never consistent with the spice
Hey,
level.
the potato curry there's hella good too.
That's pretty cool too.
That's
All is
too.
good. It's all
So
good.
if you're in Ann Arbor ever, SojuTalk endorses No Thai. as
Here's
a-
the
we
thing.
do.
as a
we
You know
really
what?
do.
Here's the thing. I've had Thai food from like 6 different places in New York City, at the least. And all of them, they have bad sweet and spicy chicken. Sometimes they don't have sweet and spicy chicken, probably because it's not Thai food. But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's the best there is.
So if you're in Ann
except
Arbor,
sometimes it's bad. But
for some reason, visiting a college, you know, you live in Michigan, hit up No Thai. It's casual. It's cheap. It's good.
I think there's some also in like
East Lansing.
Lansing. Yeah.
There's
have 'em in the college
Brighton,
towns.
East Lansing. Yeah, that's
Look
about
it up.
it.
Look it up. So
All right.
yeah, we saw Anita. That was pretty cool. I think Doug was going to move on to.
Our drumming club officially it was a victim of COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's one of the things that happened.
I mean, you know, things happen. Nothing lasts forever, but the sun sets so that it can once again rise after the night.
Not really when we gave away all the drums, dude. Yeah, so we were in a drumming club. That's how we met back in college. You know, without having in-person stuff, how can we have a drumming club? So, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's sad, but shout out to the drumming club.
Yeah, you can't do it over video chat or anything.
Hell no.
No. But otherwise, I came back from Michigan to New York.
Mm-hmm.
The flight was funky. They got full packed planes again now.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
Yeah, like
Alright.
there's a person on my left, person on my right, and
Oh, wow.
they're serving drinks on an hour flight from New York to Michigan and Michigan to New York. I don't understand.
No.
I feel like that was stupid.
It's a little
the guy
risky.
next to me was what's up?
A little risky.
Yeah, I was like, no, thank you. I don't need water. I can wait an hour. Like, the guy next to me was shaking his legs like there's no tomorrow. It was just like shake, 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 shake. And I was like, I'm trying to sleep, dude. It's like 7 a.m. Please. But I came home. Had a lot of nice packages. Doug, lovely man, he sent me an Infinity Gauntlet that I can make in Lego form. Haven't been able to make it yet. I want to take my time with this one. The Superstar, I rushed through it. But next week, it'll be here somewhere in the background. You know, it'll be there. So watch out for that. But I don't know. That's my life.
Should I stay stuff? I don't know. Like fishing. We in the peak of the fishing season.
Oh
you
boy,
know?
right here, yeah.
It's busy.
Fishman.
It's busy right now.
Oh, man.
That's all I
How's
gotta
the
say.
bait market?
Interesting. People don't really. So you think fishing? You think like
Yeah.
worms and stuff?
Right.
It's gotten so expensive.
Really?
There's like two types of saltwater worms we use: bloodworms and sandworms. Right.
Okay.
It's like $12 a dozen sandworms, 18 for this other type of worm, bloodworms.
Oh, wait a minute. So each bait is $1.50?
Each worm is like $1 now, dude.
What?
It's so expensive now. But that's the thing. Like it's not like we want to raise the price. That's how much they charge on us. Like, you know how business works. Like
Right.
if they make it expensive for us, we have to make it more expensive. It's crazy how expensive everything's getting in the fishing game.
Wait,
That's all I wanna say.
why do you think it's getting expensive?
Apparently the farm people, so they raise the farm. Oh no, they dig them out somewhere in Maine. I've been told. Apparently it's getting harder and harder to find them because maybe they're over harvesting.
Oh, geez.
Same thing with clams. Traditionally use clams for fishing.
Uh-huh.
It's getting harder and harder, more expensive.
Oh,
as
no.
well. It is what it is.
Oh, jeez. That's sad.
Kind of that means, but the effect of that is people are using more artificial stuff these days, like synthetics and other things.
Is that good? Is that okay for the
It's
global
better for
health?
us. Less. I don't know if it's better for global health, but in terms of the business standpoint, we don't have to keep it alive.
Oh,
You know,
that's
so
good.
it's easier for us, right? Like
Yeah.
So
You
that's
can just
that's
kill
the
it when you get
trade-off.
it.
I mean, it's already dead. It's artificial. Like,
Oh,
it's,
wait, okay, that's
like
what you mean, yeah.
It's like a plastic worm, dude. It's cheaper.
Okay. I thought you meant like you make artificial life, but like
No,
I
we
realize
don't.
now.
Okay, yes, I am making artificial life.
I realize that is like anime shit.
You know, artificial life might exist in Girls Planet 999, which is a whole new solar system.
Horrible pivot.
Whatever. Girls Planet 999 episode 2. I am fully immersed in the show now. Let's go through what happened episode 2. If spoilers, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's all over the place. It's subbed.
Oh my god, I can't believe all 99 contestants got eliminated. Oh my god.
All right, let's go through it. We did the second half. Let's run through this part a little bit quick. They did the second half of the audition round, right, where people came out, did their first stage. First one, Go Bebe. The kid that they focused on the most was Kubo Reina, who's J5's fifth
Good
best Japanese
vocalist.
kid.
Yeah.
She's good. For some reason, they passed all 4 people again. I don't understand.
I
why
did
they
agree with that.
You agreed with it?
I did not.
I did
I
not.
did
as
not
well.
either. See, okay,
I thought that was a bit of a stretch.
here's what I personally think. This group, yes, they did Go Go Baby, but like a lot of what they did, I feel like was directly inspired by Mamamoo.
Of
Like
course. Yeah.
when they did the group introduction, right? They like they sang the intro, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's a very Mamamoo-esque thing, like when Mamamoo did their
thing.
thing, they're like mama mama mama. And the thing, I'm not gonna sing it. I just did. But like I don't know. Like I felt like the whole thing was a little over the top, a little over exaggerated in terms of like the vocals.
Yeah.
That's what Japan likes, I guess. But like I don't know. Like I'm not Japanese, so like what
But
can
all
I say?
4, I thought that was a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
The next one, we had a stage of Mr. Chu, which had Huning Bahia, also known as, I butchered her name. Huning Sister is what we call her on the show. K26. She was the best of a bad group.
Oh yeah.
That's how
A
I'll
little
put
rough.
It was rough, but she was clearly the best out of the 4 kids or 5 kids in that thing.
They are the ones with the least amount of experience, right? I feel like
Yeah.
they're not very experienced, quite young. But yeah.
That being said, she did a good job. She is extremely popular on a internet level. We'll see what happens with her, but she did not have a great edit. It was kind of rough overall. But
I just
she
hope her
does
vocals
get
improve.
a lot of screen time. So yeah. All right, next one. They did Wow Thing, and this was the group with Doa K9.
Oh yeah.
Doa did very well. She's improved for sure. Visually, she got really pretty. Like she was always pretty, right? But she's great looking now. The group was pretty good. All 4 though, bit of a stretch.
Also disagreed with that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like I agreed with this a little more than with the Japanese group you had earlier, though.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I do feel like it was a bit of a stretch, but you know what? I feel like the 4 of the girls we got here are still way better than the 4 we got with the Japanese group. It was
I
like
agree.
overall very polished.
But the thing with Wow Thing though, Doa was just so good that like I was just waiting for more rap section. I had forgotten that she was a rapper, to be honest.
And she was like pretty good at rap now too. Like it was a lot better than when I saw her in Produce 48.
Yeah, so I think she has hype, incoming popularity.
Also, one more thing. I noticed that Yudahyun is on the show.
Who's that?
She was on Show Me the Money a couple of years ago.
Oh yes. Okay.
Wait, who's that?
No, that girl. You know what I noticed? I was like, that girl's really pretty, right?
Yeah, that girl. She was on Show Me the Money for like,
There's one-
I think,
yeah,
like
she-
last year. Yeah.
So she had the edit. I remember on Show Me the. I checked out the edit today, right?
Yeah,
they
okay.
showed these are the female contestants that made round 2, right?
Uh-huh.
And then when she came out, everyone was like, "God damn, she's pretty." And then she got out, and everyone was really sad. that was her edit on that show.
Wait, who is she? I don't remember her.
She's K20 Yudayeon, Taeyeon Yu.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture, Anita, real quick in our ongoing chat.
I feel like I know who she is.
That's her.
Yeah, I recognize her.
Yeah, so yeah, she was on the show too. I was like, that girl looks familiar. I swear I saw her before, and then I looked it up, and it's her. Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
All
She
right,
was an idol. I had no clue.
the next performance was Chunga Snapping, done by Suruchi, who is C2. I think lived up to the hype for sure. She was extremely hyped coming into the show. This is her 3rd competition show, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Wow.
She was on Produce 101 China, which was the first Chinese competition show I watched. That was the show that had Wu Zhanyi and Meng Mei-chi from Uju Sonya on. Oh. She was in there. She was kind of young at the time. She placed 25th. I think she was like 17 or 18. Last year on Chuang, which was the big show last year after Youth With You, she placed 11th. And typically on Chuang, they take 11 kids. So she was in the debut range, but that season they only selected 7 kids at the end. So
Oh, rip.
extremely popular, but didn't make it. Sort of like she would have been in like the Cheon spot, the last spot of that group, if it had been 11 members.
Wow.
So really good, I would say.
I was
in terms
a
of just
little-
straight skill.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by her vocal tone because I didn't expect her to sing in that range. I guess. I guess I was expecting her to do more, either a deeper tone or more rap for some reason. Maybe that was just the vibe.
At a certain point, because Snapping is such a high song, right?
It is, yeah.
I was like, man, we're gonna hit these high notes. She might struggle. She held it, which I thought she did a good job on that. Because she could have easily had a vocal flub and everyone been like, LOL. But she held it together. The one thing I liked how she looked at Shen Jiao Ting and was like, that girl's better than me. I'm C2 on this show. That was like a real recognized real moment, which I thought was kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at Fu Yanning from last week. It's a bit of a
Oof.
different move.
She's like, yo, that girl's good too. That's basically what she was doing.
Yeah.
Next we had Paradise. So we had a couple of these auditions. They kind of gave you a decent chunk of it, but not the whole thing. So they had a Bandit girl, Sim. Okay, Sim Sung Eun. That's a tough name. She's K14. She's from Bandit. And the other one they kind of gave a quick bit of was Little Mix's Bounce Back, which had Bora from Cherry Bullet and this girl Jung Ji-yoon, and they were K3 and K5 respectively. I thought for Sungun, I wasn't a huge fan of the song choice. I don't think she danced very well, but like the way you have to sing that song, I don't think it was the best.
Yep,
Oh, man.
not a good
Personally.
choice.
When she began her phrase in the very beginning, I was like, man, turn the audio off, somebody. Like, but I mean, it got better. It wasn't great at the end of it, but at the same time, you know what? I think her dance was like very impressive.
Like I recognized the talent, but I wasn't down with the stage. Is the way I'll
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah.
That Little Mix performance, they should have showed the whole thing of that. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't.
Yeah. You know,
Considering they're high-ranking
Bora
contestants too.
is oftentimes very overlooked in Cherry Bullet, and she's been doing really well. Been getting a ton of screen time. Hopefully she does well. She got K3, which is the best out of all of the Cherry Bullet girls, because May got J12 and G1 got K11, so she's doing significantly better. And then that Jung Ji-yoon girl kind of came out of left field. Did not know who she was. She did a good job as well. And then the last stage for the auditions, we got Bubble Pop by Yoojin from CLC, K6. I think as advertised, she did well. I think that Bubble Pop is a song that doesn't have an extremely high ceiling, but she did what she needed to do on that show.
I feel like in hindsight, Bubble Pop was a good song choice for her. Like,
Yeah.
I agree, though.
it's not straight up sexy, but at the same time, there's a bit of bubbliness where I feel like
That's her
at
strength.
the right. And I feel like, you know, at this point in your career, when you're like 7 years in, you can't just go straight up do like rookie songs. Like I feel like this one makes sense. That being said, I feel like for someone who's been active 7 years, her vocal quality's got to be a little stronger, personally speaking.
I
I don't know.
agree.
Maybe
Yeah.
my, eyes are too high on this one, but for me, that's where I felt like felt a little short.
Yeah. And the main thing that people got out of it wasn't the performance, but was what she said in one of the interviews.
Yes.
where she said that CLC is essentially like, it's like they ain't gonna let them promote anymore. The way she said it could be interpreted a couple ways, but what is obvious is that she basically said the company said like, you're done.
Dismissed is the wording.
Dismissed was the
read,
wording,
yeah.
and it was the first time it has ever been acknowledged that CLC's kind of
Yeah.
half donezo, right?
that was sad, honestly.
Well said.
I know during the what's her name? Elkie situation, she kind of said like, yeah, the company said we're pretty done, right? So that's why I want to get out of this. But it had never been like confirmed again, but this was like publicly confirmed on Korean TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I understand the company has to make money. They put a lot of investment into the group, so they, at a certain point they decided they gotta stop. I understand that.
Yep.
I've been laid off from my previous job. I understand. The problem is you shouldn't you gotta put more respect into this. Respect the members, respect the fans, the consumers, like if you're a decent group of people, what I would have done is I would have, written that on a fan club or something, fan community, be like, hey, we're having some issues financially, business wise, and we're gonna put the group on hiatus. Not just drop it on a TV show where only one of the members is on it because of what you did. Like I feel like that's a horrible move as a company.
And then
Very disrespectful.
like CLC struggling, and then they all of a sudden debut Lightsome, right? Like
Right.
it just feels wrong.
yeah.
Bad taste. Like
Bad taste. It's and that comes worse because of what happened this week with Sujin and G Idol. Just Cube.
Yeah.
What
Cube
are
had
you doing?
Cube took massive L's this week. It's like, okay, it was obvious G Idol's the premier girl group at Cube right at debut. I thought.
Right.
CLC though has a like people they don't sell well, but people like CLC, which is the paradox with them. That being said, for it to have to come out of her mouth really and Elkie's mouth is kind of a shame.
That's horrible. Very disrespectful.
So those were all the additions they showed us. We didn't get to see some pretty notable contestants, though, in my opinion. So the three I wrote down here was May from Cherry Bullet, who's in J12. Didn't show her. G1 from Cherry Bullet, K11, who I thought was the center of Cherry Bullet all this time. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but they didn't show her at all. And then they didn't show Shijuin, also known as Rhoda from Youth With You, who's C9, who's pretty popular in China as well. They did not show any of those stages. When they ended the auditions, I was like, "Is that it? We don't get any more?" Because
Kind of rushed. Yeah.
Rhoda and G1, they gave them a lot of screen time in episode 1, so I was at least expecting them to show it. I don't know.
Honestly, I wonder why. Because, like, what was really interesting for me was last week's episode was like 2 hours and 30 minutes or something like that.
It was long.
And this time around, it was an hour 40 minutes. And I was like, okay, we're suddenly almost a little over half the length of what we used to be. Why not just keep it at 2-something hours? Which, I mean, I knew I'm gonna hate, but at the same time, give equal opportunity.
We could have showed like maybe we could have done like these are people you might know compilation and give them 2 minutes each or something. They didn't even show any of it really. So
I mean, at this point, who knows? Maybe Okazaki Momoko, who did Summer Wish by 1000%, maybe she was great. Who knows?
Yeah, Momoko, who has dealings with baby metal, right? I believe so.
I don't know. I'm just reading her name.
Yeah, no, she's a baby metal person.
She's in baby metal. Okazaki Momoko.
She was in that thing where they needed more performers in baby metal. I might be doing this wrong, but she's like involved with them in some capacity.
She's definitely a part of Sakura Gakuen, which is the place that baby metal came out of. Let me look this up real quick.
No, I'm pretty sure though. But yeah, she's a support dancer for baby metal.
Oh wow.
So yeah, they didn't. She was pretty popular coming into. They just didn't show her audition. So it is what it is.
I don't like that, Mnet. You're still shady.
Then they announced the top 9 contestants. When the mentors, Planet Guardians or whatever you're gonna call them, when they were talking about
we're the Guardians, they're the Masters.
Planet Masters.
Yes.
Yeah, those Sekis. When they were describing how they were going to pick the top 9, it made no sense. They were contradicting themselves. They were like,
top 9 doesn't make sense.
Some people are like, we got to pick the good people. Other people are like, I'm going to pick on potential. I'm like, that's not what we're doing here. Like, they seem confused as to what they were doing. But here's the top 9. I'm going to go from 9 to 1. Number 9, Kuwahara Ayana, J11, who performed Nonstop. Who is this? that was my initial feeling.
Who knows, bro?
If you remember in episode 1, Nonstop was one of the songs that they showed in a fast forward when they were showing people who weren't that good. If this girl is J9, you should have showed me it. That's my
J11, but yes.
Oh, J11. If this girl is J11, you should have showed the stage, so I at least know who this girl is.
J11 that made top 9.
Yeah, if she's the number 9 best kid on the show after these auditions, you should have given us the full stage.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I don't think they actually placed the 9 best, like, opinion-based best. I think at some point they also said, like, oh, I want to pick people that would make an interesting combination. Leadership. Yeah, like, they will pick people that have strengths they don't. So I have no idea how they chose these people.
They pick it based on how they feel the winds and the air in the given moment. This is
based on screen time and the way they portrayed her. You would have think that the Urena girl would have been J9 or number 9.
I thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a bit strange. And then number 8 was Chai Bing, C28 from Helicopter. So Fu Yanning did not get picked. but this other girl's C28 got picked.
Big rip. Oh, no.
I don't know. That was interesting. But Chai Bing's good, though. I watched the stage back a couple times. She's pretty good.
Okay.
7th place, Yujin. K9 Bubble Pop makes sense to me. At this point, I thought that made sense. Number 6, So Young Eun. K10, the girl from Kick It, who Warren thinks is a little bit cringy.
It's all right. It's okay. Cringy.
Based on when the music's on, she did a good job, though. So that's probably why they put her here. 5th, Chung Ji-eun. K5 from that bounce backstage that we didn't even get to see the full thing of.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a surprise for me, too.
Good vocals, I think, though.
Yeah, good vocals, though. So they put her there. All right. Number 4, Suruchi, C2, Snapping. Makes sense that she's top 5, in my opinion. C3, Shen Zhaoting. C1, rumor
Makes
last week.
sense.
That makes sense to me. She's high up. Number 2, Yeseo K13, who was in the Crazy group. I like Yeseo. I think she's doing a good job on the show. I thought she was the best kid in Crazy. To put her number 2, that's a bit of a stretch.
It was interesting.
That was the most surprising out of all of
Yeah.
them, I think.
I'm looking at number 1 as well as Shen Xiaoting right below her. I don't know. Number 2 kind of feels a little high. Not gonna lie.
Because
Yeah.
number 1 was Hikaru, J1, Bumbaya. All right, I could see her top 5 as
That
well.
is number 1. Yeah, she's good.
I thought that out of everyone who went, like Suruchi, Shen Zhaoting, Hikaru made the most sense to throw them in top 5 in some capacity. Yeseo though, like I could see her maybe you put her like 8 or 9, but number 2, that's a big statement.
Well, I mean, I can't even really gauge, right?
No.
Because I don't really know what Jung Ji-yoon is like.
No.
Who
Yeah.
knows Kuohara, Ayana? Who knows? I haven't seen the full versions. The show's already long enough. I'm not gonna go put in more effort. And
So
watch
yeah,
more
some of this
clips
was
on YouTube.
surprising. But this had some implications, right?
boy,
Because
yes.
these top 9, going from 1 to 9, got to pick their cellmates. So they got to pick. So in the case of Hikaru, she's Japanese. She got to pick 1 Chinese, 1 Korean kid. Because of the way they did this, right? So they did that first, and then eventually they made cells, and then whoever was left, they're like, "Do you want to stay in your cell? No, yes or no." People who wanted to stay in their cell got to keep the original cell. People who didn't want to stay in their cell, they switched it all up, right? What resulted is some really unbalanced cells, right?
Oh yeah.
There are some cells that are so strong, it isn't even funny. I'm gonna name the 5 cells that I think are really OP, right?
Right.
First one, Hikaru chose Jiyoon, who's rank number 5, and she picked Ryuchi, who's ranked number 4. That cell is ridiculous, right?
number 4 or number 2? Juchi.
No, Suruchi's
Ryuchi is
number
number
4 in the overall ranking.
She's
okay.
C2, but
So Hikaru, who's number 1, pick Suruchi, who's number 4, and pick Jung Ji-yoon, who's number 5. That is the most overpowered cell ever. That cell, the average rank is 3.3.
Well, that's the thing, that because top 9 got to choose people from top 9, the members, like the other participants, were all saying like, "Oh my god, like they're just gonna pick each other,"
And they did.
and they kind of did, yeah.
Kind of did. Another cell that came out, Yujin, when it was her turn, she picked Kai Bing, who was number 8, so right below her, and she also picked Mei from Cherry Bullet, so she picked the overpowered cell. Another one, Youngun, picked Yurina and Zhaoting. Oh no, Zhaoting picked this one, right? Yeah, Shen
Yeah.
Zhaoting picked Youngun and Yurina. That's the second most overpowered cell, I think.
Yeah, this one's interesting.
Another one, Yeseo picked Mashiro, and this girl, Jin Chao. That seems kind of strong. And then a cell ended up with a girl named Risako, who's J7, Doa, and Rhoda. So that's another popular cell. Some of these other cells at the bottom end are like, they lack in some kids.
kinda funky.
And the reason why I think it's like really heavily favored towards the current top 9 is they, on the app, right? Let's talk about the voting real quick.
Oh, yeah.
They said that the elimination will be based by cell, right? There's 2 types of voting on the app. You vote for 3 cells, and then you vote for 9 individuals, 3 from each country, right? What people think is going on, this hasn't been confirmed, but people think the elimination will be only based on the 3 cells you pick, the cell voting.
Then why would you vote for 3 people from each country?
They think
individually?
the individual voting after the elimination happens will be based, that will be the ranking of those kids though.
Oh,
So it's 2 separate things then.
They think it's 2 separate things is what people are thinking.
I
That's
should
so
have voted.
confusing.
I should have voted differently in that case.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if this is true, but that's what people think on the subreddit, the Girls Planet subreddit.
Why haven't they confirmed this before the
They're
voting
poo-poo.
ends?
It's Mnet. What'd you expect? Did you expect them to be fair and
But,
clear?
yeah, but if you think of what I just said, that would actually make sense,
That
right?
makes sense.
Like,
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
because I was thinking, like, how are we gonna do this voting? Do we add up all like the cell votes plus the kids in our cell vote together to make? I don't know, but people think that's how it is, which is kind of crazy, right?
I mean, That
That means if you're voting based on cell, you're functionally saving like 3 kids, right?
Right.
Because they're your favorite kid in each cell, and then the other people are complementary to that.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I was trying to vote earlier today, and like I was like, man, some of these cells, like, it's hard to find a cell where I like all 3 people.
Oh.
True.
And I ended up picking one of the cells I chose. I was like, I barely remember all 3 of these kids, but I kind of like them, so I'll vote for them. That's what I ended up doing. I guess I saved the random news. Like, I feel like it's a weird way to vote, but like,
Yes.
I guess it's Mnet. I guess it's if you expected a fair competition. Nah, buddy, we're
This ain't
getting
the show for you.
This is a reality show.
It's a group project.
All right, let's talk about cells some more. So we did the cells, then they went to the moving into the dorms. Dorms look nicer than the traditional produced bunk beds.
I'm
Only
glad.
3 kids per
Yeah.
room, right? That's an
Thank
improvement.
goodness, yeah.
Dorms look kind of nice. I always hope they should do a dorm tour. I want to know what it looks like. I want to know what the cafeteria looks like. Things like that. I don't know. That's just me. It's in a different location than Paju, I think.
No,
for
yeah, it
once.
looks different. Do they have
all right.
actual food now? I hope so.
Who knows? So they moved into the dorm. They all went to bed. Morning mission time. You had to wake up. You had to pick the 2 childhood photos. Well, you had to pick childhood photos of everyone in the group, and then that's the order they gave them, right? Kind of an interesting morning mission. Not a traditional produced thing. It's a new
Pretty
one,
cute.
right?
Pretty cute, though.
Kind of like
Well-
some people were struggling,
It was cute until you realize the impact it has.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the morning mission order ended up deciding round 1 completely.
Right.
Let's say you placed number 1 and picking the other 2 kids. Let's say you have a really good eye for this. You woke up early, did everything right, picked the right people. You get to the introduction of round 1, right? They're like, oh yeah, because you got first place, we're doing teams of 9. You get to pick 2 other cells and then pick the song you want on top of that. That's such a big advantage.
You
Yeah.
have to pick so many things.
All right, the songs that are going to be in round 1 though, right? Blackpink's How You Like That, IZ*ONE's Fiesta, Oh My Girl's The 5th Season, Twice is Yes or Yes, and then we have EBS, which is EXO's The Eve, BTS's Mic Drop, 17's Pretty You. The way the girl group songs work, 1 group of 9 versus another group of 9. The winning team gets 2 times the votes for 24 hours. If you picked an EBS team, EXO's The Eve, BTS's Mic Drop, 17's Pretty You, and you win that, you get 3 times the vote for 24 hours, so it's a risk. And if you're the
Yeah.
number 1 group overall, you get to go on M Countdown.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. What would you guys do if you're in this situation? Like, would you go for the girl groups or would you go for EBS?
I would take it easy, pick a stack, try to get in a stack group, and just do a girl group song. I want easier odds.
Well, I think that's how a lot of the girls were trying to think about it, right? Like, because the EBS songs, right? Like, you're not necessarily competing with the same song, right? Like, everybody gets their own song, but it's still, they're not easy songs, and
They're all very difficult songs.
yeah, and they're,
Yeah.
I think, even with the amount of people you got, like 9 people
9's
to
a lot.
coordinate. Yeah,
9's
like
a
that's a
lot.
tough thing to do. So I understand if some of them were like, oh, let's just go with the girl groups and figure it out from there. Because I feel like if you choose Twice, you kind of already have the parts divided.
You probably know the song, too.
Yeah, so there was definitely songs that I would assume might be easier to perform.
Fiesta or Yes or Yes has 9 or more people, right?
There you go.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. And some of the boy group ones too, like 17, Pretty You. You could pull that off.
Personally speaking, I would go for EBS. Right?
Okay.
Like, if I
the
trust
votes.
myself enough to be on a competition show on national television, at that point, I'm risking everything I got. I'm putting everything I have.
You know,
I'm going all in.
one of the EBS songs is
Uh-huh.
my favorite competition show song, period.
And that is pretty.
EXO's The Eve.
Okay.
I think it is the best song you could ever do for a competition show.
Was
Really?
was
Why?
it used at a Chinese
So, Youth With You,
competition shoot?
right?
Yeah,
There is a stage of The Eve, which I think is the single best competition show stage I've ever seen.
Okay. Wow.
That's how strong it's such a good song for these competition shows because the drop, right, it's ridiculous. And from the preview, I think Suruchi Center for that. That's gonna be pretty crazy.
Well, the teaser for that looked a little iffy.
Oh yeah, they were having some language issues too. Like, okay, you got to manage 9 people, pick a center, 3 languages.
Oh, that's a mess.
일본어 되시마스 까? 정원.
And like some of the edits we
한국어.
were seeing, there were like big turmoil between some of these kids in these groups. Like,
It's gonna be interesting.
You know what? I traveled Japan with a translator app. You can do it too. Just be calm. Just be nice and calm to each other. And you'll
you could
figure it
be
out.
19 years old and decide your future by using this translator app. Let's go, right?
Hello. Would you like to speak to me using this app? Would you like to
So
speak to me?
before we talk about the round 1 and how we feel like it's gonna go, logistically speaking, they talked about how this first elimination is gonna go. You can vote until I believe the 24th, once a day, so every day. Basically, they are going to initially eliminate 16 cells, so that is 48 kids are just gonna get eliminated.
Wow.
And then only 3 kids, 1 from each country, will be saved by the stupid mentors again. They have
Well, they're not stupid, but I
They're
am
not
very
mentors.
confused.
okay, the
But
mentors
there's-
Planet Masters.
outside of Sunmi and Tiffany, who I like, you know,
They're planet masters, and
All right,
we
the
are
planet
planet,
masters.
guardians. Use
can
the
get-
proper words.
Okay, I hate how they're using the words. You could get the planet pass and be saved from the elimination. I think that's what they called it.
They should give it. They should give the elimination a special word, like planet black hole or something.
The
you know?
ejection. The ejection. Something like that. You know, it seemed that's a lot of kids. There's 45 kids we're gonna send home on the first elimination. I'm happy they're doing it, but it's
I
a
mean,
big
that's
number.
half, right? That's what they do every
It's
season.
about half.
Yeah.
No, it's normally the first elimination to like there's 60 kids left.
Is it? Oh shit. Okay. Oh, I swear. I'm sorry. I thought it's like half every time, but I guess not. Never mind. Who knows? Maybe they're,
Yeah, it feels like a lot to me.
It might be also because of COVID, because I know that's what they did with Produce Japan. Where, like, they
Oh.
want to get rid of as many people fast.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Yeah.
Well, make the show 6 episodes then instead of 12.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for round 1. Round 1's always a dumpster fire because there's still kids who aren't good.
boy.
So we're gonna get some dumpster fires, right?
I just want my Hellbaya round 2, and that's all I want. I just want something horrible in the meme, and I'm gonna vote for that.
So there's one of the teams is like a struggle city. It's the Hunning Sisters team as the leftovers this year.
I'm excited for that. You have no clip.
I think they're doing Fiesta, I believe.
Oh boy, they have
do
the
it.
song I hate. Let's go.
Yeah, so that should be something. I'm really excited to see the EBS showdown's gonna be cool because you're not seeing two groups do the same song,
Right.
So that should be something new. I feel like some of those songs are just like set up to do better than the other, but we'll see.
Have you guys started voting yet?
I voted.
No.
Voted?
Yeah,
No, you haven't.
I have my cells and my 9 kids.
Oh, wow.
So far, I'm not gonna reveal who they are yet. But,
Okay.
You know.
Well, I voted, and I would reveal, but I don't remember anybody I voted for except for like a couple kids. Like everyone's voting for Azaki Hikaru, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's
yeah,
a
stuff like
safe
that.
vote, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a safe vote. Yeah. You know, the 2 types of voting, they really need to make that clear to everyone.
They need
because
to, yes.
This whole week, I think a lot of people are gonna be thinking, "Oh, the 9 votes is what's gonna determine elimination," right? If that's not it, then a lot of people they're gonna waste the whole week of voting, right? Before
More
next week it can clear it up.
controversy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But
Well,
I honestly think what I would do as a safe bet, right? Whoever your favorite 3 kids are, vote for their cells and them in the 9 to be safe. I would say, at least now. Don't be like Warren and waste your cell votes on random cells.
I mean, at this point, I'm not very committed to anybody in particular. I
Yeah.
haven't found my Takahashi jury yet.
I'm also
Not yet.
I'm not gonna learn a lot of their names until after the first elimination. It's just not worth it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I'm starting to pick up on some of the names and some of the faces.
Yeah.
I can see a couple potential juries for this season. But like it still hasn't happened yet. Who knows?
Yeah,
And
once
it's
we
only
got
been
once
2
we got
episodes.
45, it'll be a lot easier to know who's who.
That is true.
Right
It will
right
be.
now, it's just way too many kids, and we don't even know who half of them are.
All right. Well, if you are having fun watching Girls Planet 999, please leave a comment on our YouTube page, on our TikTok comments.
Join the Discord. We have a channel
yeah,
for it.
that
And-
channel.
We do have a channel for it.
And when the show's live on Friday mornings at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, we talk about it live. And
Oh,
it's
man,
kind of
yeah.
hilarious.
You guys talk a lot in there.
It's like our most popular channel right now, I think.
Is it? I think it is actually.
It's
Yeah.
super popular. All right, so that's Girls Planet 999. I'm having a good time so far. Second episode is not too long. First episode was kind of a drag. But
I feel
next-
like 1 hour 40 is good. Keep it at that.
yeah, under 2 hours for sure. Next week though, we might have some difficulty picking these songs. We got TXT CIX on Tuesday, Gravity Thursday, Monday's a big day. Stray Kids, Brave Girls, Very Very, T1419. If I had to guess, it's gonna probably be TXT, Stray Kids, Brave Girls. Kind of makes the most sense to me looking at those names. But if you want to influence it, Harold's Homies is your option right there.
I'm just glad MakaMaka is not a candidate for next week.
All right. Do you have a reasoning?
Because I didn't like listening to it and I had to. So,
It was an
was
experience, yes.
Yeah.
yes,
All right.
I now use 62% of my brain. I've evolved while recording this podcast.
But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this spicy week. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Based Mina, Delmonic, Jedi, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, Malfiar, NJ Parks, Tier. Thank you for joining Social Talk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erde, Koala, Malfiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.